Right now it is Sunday, the last day of the weekend, and tomorrow around 2 p.m. ish, I am going to face one of my biggest fears in my life. So the story is very simple. In my 30 plus years of life, I have never had to drive. I lived in a place that was surrounded by public transportation. I lived in the heart of the capital of the country, and there was really never any kind of specific requirements for me to drive. Therefore, I never learned how to drive, but that really is not the only reason why I never drove. The real reason I never got to driving was because there was always this innate fear within me. I was very much afraid of driving. I'm afraid of a lot of things. I'm afraid of water, basically a cat. I'm afraid of very loud noises and sudden noises. I'm afraid of driving, as I said, and I think I'm afraid of heights. But I haven't been to any specific major height to really measure it, at least for quite a long time. But this is not the only reason I am making this video. The real reason is something very different. But for that, we need to be hitting the river. Question is, do I even know where the river is? I remember something was closed here. I should probably cross the street from the designated zone. I remember there was some river thing nearby. If you go down the street to your left, at the end of it you go to Germany. Kinda cool. Okay, I don't know if that counts as river. I mean, that's definitely a natural body of water, but there was a different kind of a river here or near here. I guess we'll figure. I mean, that's kind of the river, right? We just need to find a way to get down there without jumping, because in real life there's fall damage. The real reason that I decided to come out was twofold. Number one was I wanted to shoot a time lapse of the sunset, but I calculated the place of the sun incorrectly. I thought it would be going down that way, so when I would be doing the time lapse, the sun would be going down on the river, which was not what is going to happen. I might find another place for this, maybe in this video, maybe in the other one. The time lapse that I shot is very insignificant. As you can see, there's not a lot of things happening here, other than that kid just bumping halfway through. Anyway, the other reason was that I wanted to talk to you about something pretty significant that happened to me. And this thing happening took a very, very long time. And essentially, it's something that after such a long time chasing after, I am very afraid. Which brings us to our original point of catharsis. So in roughly August of 2012, around a week and 10 years ago, I graduated from university at the Bachelor's of English Literature. And as is the way with the academics, I decided to pursue that with a master's in something related to literature, but not literature itself, because I find it very amusing. But the thing about literature, for the most part, is you are looking at the past. When you are studying literature, everything you do is retrospective. And I kind of wanted to do something language related that has something to do with the future of myself and the future of those that are around me as learners, as students, as friends, and so on and so forth. The path that I chose, or I wanted to choose back then, was the path of linguistics and studying languages as a means to, I don't know, I guess, bettering myself. Because at the time I was 18, I was 19 maybe, no, I wasn't 19, I was 20, 21. 18, I was 22. I don't know math, apparently. And as a 22-year-old, you don't know a lot about the world around you, right? You don't really know what's going on, what is happening. You just pursue some passion like a maniac in all the nicest possible ways. So what I did was I looked at options that I could have had, and since I was going to study languages and study literature and study arts, all of those things combined, and since I never felt like I belonged back in the old country, naturally what I did was I started looking outside in the international borders to see where I can find and where I can call my new home. So what I did was I started applying for universities, for places, for institutes anywhere outside of the old country that would have me, that would let me apply. And if you've been watching these videos by now, you probably know that how everything ended up. It took me a little bit of time to finally be able to leave the country and pursue my passion of languages, of world cultures, of exotic dreams and all that. And it all brings us to, well, this year and this incredible and amazing journey. I left home 7-8 months ago in pursuit of this crazy dream that I had, and in order to even be considering applying for this field, I had to pass a specific language course, and I passed it with highest honor. I think I talked about it in one of my older videos with the whole graduation thing. And after that, I applied for a bunch of different fields, and I was just shooting my shot in the dark. I had no idea what I was doing, and I did what made sense to me, which at the time was just applying for everything from the second, third year of bachelor and also masters, so I would have a higher chance of, getting into university. Now I was accepted into one of the bachelors, which was English studies, and everything else just said that my profile is atypical and I'm not a good match for them, and they essentially rejected me. And that really broke my heart, because I have a bachelor's in literature, and I was, I think, among the higher than average students. So I felt a little demotivated and heavily discouraged, because all these times I'd been making this incredible image in my head, this bubble that I am so good, such and such, where in reality I was just not. At least that's what was translated for me, and what I translated from these rejections. Through some, I don't really know what to call it, through some miracle, completely randomly, the director of the language place that I had to start in France with messaged me and said, "Hey, what happened with your university stuff?" Because she was very clearly seeing my passion for languages based on my performance in the class, based on my questions, all that. I told her that they didn't let me in for masters, which was really heartbreaking for me. And she said, "Give me a minute, I'm going to talk to someone about this." And she did. And she gave me a chance for what is known in France as recours gracieux, which is essentially like a gracious recourse. You can apply for a second chance. You should defend why we should give you a second chance. And I had given a second chance right now, basically to just prove myself that I'm worth all of these years of experience in languages. And I think one of the biggest problems, which could be also a good thing depending on how you look at it, is my age, because I'm not 20 something anymore. I'm 30 something now. And so I wrote them a letter, completely heartfelt, and I told them, I think I'm made for this. And thank you. If you're even giving me a second chance in reading this, I'd really be happy, because I don't know why, but I felt like this is good conversation and dialogue. It's good. I sent them the email, and a week later, maybe 2 weeks later, they said that they accepted my recourse, and I'm in the master's program for teaching and for languages, which is a dream come true, right? My 10 plus year dream of going into masters and studying languages and teaching it is happening. So what's the problem? The problem is, what if I'm not good enough? What if what I think to be my powers is actually not that? And what if I am just given this second chance to fail? That's the whole catharsis thing of this video. I am confident in my abilities as a multi-language user. I am really confident in it, but at the same time, if I told myself that nothing will go wrong and everything is going to be all right, I think I'd be lying to myself, because I am afraid. I have some fear in me, and I don't know what to do about this specific fear. I don't know what the catharsis for this one is, other than just wait until September and then boom, go to university and just see what happens. Which could be cool. I'm not saying it can't be. I'm just saying that I hope my smartwatch freaked out. I just hope that those who are relying on me everywhere don't feel like I'm letting them down, because right now I don't feel very complete. I don't feel very whole, is my point. I don't want this video to be negative. So let's focus on the positives and just end this thing. One, I had the chance to be admitted into the master's program. Yay. And the big plan that I had, find a house, find a job, apply for masters, get my bank account, get my phone, everything in order. I'm 90% done with them. And the whole driving license thing is going to begin tomorrow. I don't know if it's even worth making a video over. I mean, it's just a driving license, but for me, it's a big deal. I don't know. And I can now say in my life to everybody that, hey, I am a master's student for languages and for teaching, which is good, which means that I have some more validity, I guess, is my point. I'm more relatable as a language user to myself. Yeah, that's it. The next video will be the continuation of my previous video where I talked about making music, because there have been some developments. All I'm going to say is that. If you're still watching this video until now, I really, really thank you. I hope you have a great summer. In France, the heat is insane, but I have the genetic training being from a very warm country, so it's not bothering me as much as it's bothering the people here. And I hope you have a great, great summer. I think I said that already. Stay safe, stay sane. Things are gonna be looking up and even more upper. Things are gonna be better, is my point. Take care, and as always, ciao.